Hana Gabrielle, and I am a technology associate at Wells Fargo. I'm in their university programs for their technology program. Hi, everybody. Sorry for the late entry. Hi, everyone. Sorry for the delay with the speaker thing. That was just some technical error. Hi, I'm Hana Gabrielle, and I am a technology associate at Wells Fargo. I'm in their. Okay, sorry, I was just hearing from the live stream. I was like, wait, what's going on? Anyway, right now I'm working on digital accessibility and to help people people with disabilities access the internet more easily. So especially those who are blind, deaf, anybody else other than someone who doesn't have like a visible disability or invisible disability. So I'm still speaking. Hi. And I am going to talk about data science and answer the questions later on how Amazon suggests items you should buy and how does Netflix predict shows and movies. So I'm going to ask the audience if you want to type in chat what you think data science is. Feel free to give any answer. You don't have to exactly know what data science is. I'm just trying to gauge how much do you know about data science and what you know thus far. So I'm just gonna look at chat for a little bit and seeing that so far there is analysis of data to recommend stuff. That is a thing. There is data analysis. There's also algorithms and the analysis of the user's data. There is the collection of gathering real world data in an organized way. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I will go a little bit deeper about this. So it's basically collecting data and use it to write algorithms. That can be true, but it's not always the case. And basically, y'all are talking about how you use data for tech advancement and decision making. And you are certainly correct in some aspects of these. Where do you think data science can be used? Which industries do you think data science can be useful in? Okay, so everybody's saying in social media, every single industry, advertisement is definitely useful because you can track the person's interests and at what people like. It's also useful in finance and marketing, Facebook, Instagram, and the rest of social media and music recs. E-commerce is a good example, and pretty much a lot of people are giving really good answers with where data science can be used. Okay, I'm just gonna go a little bit into what data science is. And you don't necessarily have to be called a data scientist to do data science work. Because there are different job titles that are kind of similar to data science, like analytic consultant, which is related to data science. So I'm gonna just state what data science does. So they combine their knowledge from statistics, data analysis, scientific methods, and artificial intelligence to extract meaning from collected data. So they review the results from the data analysis that they conducted from this collected data to discover patterns and use insights to benefit businesses such as e-commerce, social media. Business analytics is similar to data science, but to my knowledge, it is not considered data science just because data science encompasses more than just data analysis. There's also like use implementing algorithms to do some testing on the data. And I think like data science, when is like opportunities are growing, like typically data scientists are expected to have at least like a master's degree in like a related field, say for example like computer science, and emphasizing with machine learning and artificial intelligence. There are some data science jobs that require a PhD, but um, the thing is that like data science can be like it can be encompassed in different job titles, and data science is definitely in STEM, but you don't necessarily have to like use data science in a STEM industry. Like say for example, you can use data science in like social media or e-commerce or finance, and you can like use data science to like predict what's going on in the stock market. Sorry, I don't know much about the stock market, but also just like um using data science to like predict what items you should buy. So in Amazon, for example, if you like buy a book about like tech ethics, then Amazon will like gather from like your previous purchases and like what you search through their like catalog, that you like looking for books like and purchasing books about tech ethics. Or and then what Amazon will do is that they'll gather data from like your history and your purchase history and also your search history, and come up with like items that are similar to tech ethics books. So say for example, you got a book called Race After Technology, right? And you would then get books that talk about like racism in tech and just talking in like tech ethics and all that stuff. So like maybe another book that would be related to that, though not the exact same thing, is Design Justice, just because like Design Justice also talks about racism in tech and how we can make um, tech more equitable for people of color, for example. Though um, there are like tech ethics involved and talking about different forms of discrimination. So another example of this is how Netflix predicts shows and movies that you want to watch. I'm not really like a huge fan of like um movies and TV shows these days, so like I'm a little bit rusty when it comes to that stuff, but I'm gonna say that, for example, give me like give me like a TV show or a movie that you really like. I mean like I would prefer if it was okay. Um so someone said Squid Game, there is Game of Thrones, Friends.
Yeah.
Um So I guess in my case I would pick oh my god, there's so many like TV shows and movies. I know about Squid Game, and though I'm not really sure about like the other K dramas that contain like similar themes to Squid Game. Um, Squid Game is this really popular like Korean drama that like takes the themes of like paradise, and also just like commentates on like Korean capitalism and how awful it is to the point where people have to fight to the death to like to win and to get a lot of money out of it. So I think that in the case of Squid Game, Netflix will pick up the fact that you like to watch a lot, like, you know, Korean dramas. And through that, Netflix is going to recommend, you know, similar Korean dramas with similar themes of Squid Game. And they're going to recommend you more of that compared to like something like The Office, and The Office is in the UK and also in the United States. So I'll just talk about the one in the United States because like I'm not nearly as familiar as the one in like the UK. So The Office is like a funny, it's like a comedy sitcom from what I've watched. Um it like deep learning is a subset of machine learning, so I just want to clarify that. And you know, you can use deep learning in data science, though it's more common to use like machine learning and other data analysis tools. So in regards to The Office, they're gonna recommend other comedy sitcoms that you know, with similar themes. Some of it is like anti-work, based on what I've seen, and also just like seeing that comedy, you know, that's like common with American sitcoms. So it's gonna recommend more American shows compared to like, you know, Korean dramas. Um,
Someone,
so kind of what I want to say in terms of application, just because like data science is used pretty much everywhere, from like recommending what you want to buy, versus like what Netflix is gonna like show you, like if you watch a certain show like um The Office or like a Korean drama like the Squid Game, your recommendations in Netflix will be completely different from someone else's who doesn't watch like something like The Office or um like Squid Game. So like depending on what you watch, like whether you watch anime like Naruto or JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, your recommendations will be completely different from someone who watched Korean dramas and you know, American sitcoms. So like I just have another question to ask you. I think with Netflix, it also like depends on the region. So there are some shows and movies that aren't available in the United States. And unless you have a VPN and like you can see what other shows and movies that are banned in your country
yeah,
that are actually like premiered and available in other countries such as the UK, France, or even like South Korea. You can get like TV shows and movies that you wouldn't be able to watch in your home country, and then you can like use this with like a VPN and just like put your place in another country and then um, um be able to do things. So I'm not sure if it's like time's up for me because like, you know, there's something about the dynamics. Um they sound really awesome. And also, yes, data science is also being used in medicine, like for making COVID vaccines. I'm not really sure how it works, so I'm not gonna touch too deep on it. Just because like I don't have like the necessary knowledge to talk about how like AI is used in those kind of applications. Um, you would have to like look a little bit more on like bioinformatics, which like combines like computer science and biology, and learn more in depth about um, how you can use artificial intelligence with like biology, and it's pretty much you can like combine data science with other subjects. Personally for me, I'm not sure what everybody else's um other interests, but I'm just going to answer a question in chat. How does data science help when helping disabled people? So I can go a little bit more in depth about this answer. I hope that your audio problems get fixed. I'll speak a little bit more clearly just to help with that in the meantime. So disabled people, it's not always like obvious if someone is disabled. It's a non-coding session. I didn't really like plan on like doing a coding session just because one, I can't see your faces. Um, just in the case of disability, like it's not always obvious that like someone is disabled. Just because like you can meet someone with an invisible disability. I'm just gonna share something a little bit personal. I'm autistic, and well, no, it's not obvious that like people can see that I'm autistic because it's actually invisible. It's not something like if I'm in a wheelchair. Well, that's more obvious than like seeing if someone's autistic. So I guess in that case, um, data science can be used to help disabled people, especially when it comes to um, like self-driving like cars. I'm not sure if it's going to be possible in the future, or the near future or far future. Like if someone is like walking around and they use like a mobility like aid to help them get around, like say for example they're blind, right? They usually use a white stick to get around. How can artificial intelligence and data science, like like especially with um computer vision, can they detect like a person using a mobility aid to get to make sure that people stop to like let the blind person cross. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. So as for getting into data science as a complete beginner, I didn't know that I wanted to do data science till 2018, and then I switched careers. Um, from that to more of like user experience research, which like is kind of like adjacent to data science, just because like sometimes you use quantitative methods. um so I'm not sure where everybody is right now. If you're still in high school, I would recommend learning the fundamentals of coding, and like especially that you're going to go into data science and use machine learning packages. I would highly recommend Python and R, just because those are the two most common languages used in like data science, regardless of which industry you go into. Another thing that I really want to know is that like data science involves statistics and there's more math involved, but like um I just want to let everybody know you kind of have to like know like statistics like the back of your mind, and like be able to use like these different machine learning algorithms at times, like naive Bayes, which is I have an algorithm that like uses some variables from your data set to like predict how successful things would be. And pretty much it's just like uh knowing the fundamentals of coding, but also knowing like machine learning packages and just knowing statistics. But also like people can change like from one career to the next. I originally wanted to do data science in 2018, partially because it was like the hot new thing. And so many people were getting into it, but that also means there's a lot of competition, and sometimes like the education required for data science jobs is just too much at times. Like say for example, when I looked at Google's like data science positions, some of them like really required a PhD, and that for me is very unrealistic, just because like I wasn't really interested in creating the algorithms themselves. um and like still for me, um like you can like get a PhD in statistics, computer science with an emphasis in machine learning and artificial intelligence, or even like other interdisciplinary like degrees like information science, or just even um like go into like a social science, but then like use a lot of machine learning in your projects. So for example, one of my research mentors was a sociologist PhD student, and he minored in information science. So um he's a machine learning engineer now, which is which is more adjacent to data science and UX research. um but the thing is that a PhD takes a long time, and um I wasn't really as into data science as before, just because like I really wanted to try out accessibility and see if I really liked it. I do like it. It's not like the career that I want for the rest of my life, just because I still like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and I want to get a lot more in depth with tech ethics within those fields. I did not really pick software development. No, I'm doing like accessibility, like, just making sure that their software is like more accessible according to like accessibility guidelines. So I guess you can say I am in software development, though it's more so on accessibility rather than software development, just because I wasn't really as much as into software development and knowledgeable about like the different things that you can do within software development. You can do cybersecurity, you can do machine learning, you can also do web development, app development. And in my time during college, I wasn't really immersed into that side of computer science, just because I was more so interested in data science, and then completely switched um, into human computer interaction. And I wanted things to be more interdisciplinary than just straight up software engineering. And even with software engineering, you can still um, do interdisciplinary work. So if that's what you're considering, like talk to other people that are in different careers, like data science, machine learning engineer, or just like things that aren't necessarily within like the normal vicinity of tech careers, like UX UI design, or UX research, or product management, even, and just like combining different fields that you wouldn't normally see, like tech and law and tech policy is such a huge thing nowadays, especially with like the scandals that are going on, not only with Facebook, but also different social media companies. And like, there needs to be more tech people like who would be interested in law and all that stuff. So that's just something I'm putting out there, though I'm like talking more in depth about data science and how I got into it and like completely switched to a different career. um there are still like other options you want to go into, and even then you can still change your mind and then later on be interested in data science. So as for the current opportunities in industry, I think it's like difficult to get started like with internships. No, it's not impossible to get internships with data science as like an undergraduate student. Like, I'm not really sure how that works for like high school, to be honest. So there are some organizations like the coronavirus visualization team um, that you can practice and hone in your skills within like data visualization, which is like a very important skill, because you're not only gonna talk about like what you're really gonna do, but you're also gonna have to like communicate your data very clearly, and like how you're gonna showcase that data. It really depends on like what other techniques you're gonna be using. Um, you can apply, like high schoolers can also apply. I've seen like a handful, like a lot of high schoolers like going into coronavirus visualization team. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what it is. Um, Data science, I don't know any high school internship opportunities like undergrad. Think it really depends. So like I recommend going on LinkedIn and different different like Facebook groups. I know this is kind of a strange idea because like normally Facebook is used for like funsies and just sharing like memes and all that stuff, but you can literally um get involved with we can get involved with like tech opportunities, um just by going on Facebook groups and like meeting people. And if you're interested in like public interest, and you can go on Coding It Forward. They also have a Facebook group, a newsletter, um just to see like what opportunities of data science are in that area as opposed to like the private sector. No, unfortunately, I'm not gonna teach data science like the basics of like coding and like um the fundamentals of like how to like get familiar with like packages. Um, with Facebook, I would recommend like going on Facebook groups. If you're a woman in tech and you want to learn more about data science, I would highly recommend Women of Rewriting the Code. Um, they also have a actual website and like a Facebook group, and also like this great community. I was really active when I was in college, and just um knowing more about like what different careers like when people in that group were really going for, it was like eye-opening to me, because like not every single tech person wants to pursue software engineering. There's nothing wrong with that too, but it's just you can find different Facebook groups for professional development, especially that like there's so many Facebook groups that like I like sought out during my time in college, especially like Coding It Forward, Women Are Rewriting the Code. um I'm trying to think of other ones off the top of my head, just because like it's been quite a while since I've been active on them. I think there's Women in Data Science. I'm not really sure how active it is these days. But there are Facebook groups out there. And as for the question, if the university professors ever accept high school students to help with research or data science projects, I definitely seen that happen. And I've known friends who got in research opportunities and corporate internships during high school. I'm not necessarily sure if it was for data science, but like, um, I think that the way you would go about it is like, cold emailing professors, and just hoping to get a reply, because the thing is that like professors have like a limited like funding, and they want to be able to use that funding um as like as best as they can. So, though it would be nice to get a research opportunity, um or just like a data science opportunity with a professor or a corporate organization, it's not always possible to do so, just because like first of all, there's like funding with the professors, and like sometimes they don't really know how much like knowledge that you have, especially as like a high school student. You could like know so much about it, but sometimes it's more so like funding purposes rather than just your capability to like learn about data science and do research. That's another thing that I really want to keep in mind, that sometimes it's not guaranteed just because of funding and other like problems that they also have to consider. And sometimes like there's this thing with their PhD students and postdocs, and they need a lot of time to dedicate themselves into the research and get like advice and like help if necessary by their advisor, which is like the research mentor. So maybe they might feel overwhelmed with their students, and sometimes their undergrad students, that they may not necessarily have the time to have to take in a high schooler, just because um they may be overwhelmed. They may not have enough funding to pay the high schooler like money. So I'm glad that like you like asked really good questions off of this workshop. I know it was like short and like there was technical difficulties going in just because I wasn't like invited as a speaker till like a little bit more so into like the hour I was supposed to have. But if you have any more questions, feel free to like put them in the chat. Um feel free to also connect with me on LinkedIn if you want. I'm not sure if that's allowed, but I think that like networking, especially like going to events like this and like meeting people who have like similar goals and like similar interests. um I think like the future of data science, like we don't really know for sure what's going to happen and how successful people are going to be, and just it's a little bit unpredictable. I'm not completely sure like what how to answer that question with the future of data science. I have no clue, to be honest. And to be honest, anything can happen in life, you know? So I really don't have like a good answer to that question. So thank you everybody for coming in and learning about my workshop. So thanks everyone.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me right now? Hello. Am I audible, Hannah?
Huh?
Can you hear me right now? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, obviously, like we had some technical issues, and we could not invite you as a speaker and stuff. But yeah, thanks a lot for being here, and yeah, I think it was a great 45 minute yeah speech, and yeah, thanks a lot for all of your links and stuff. I think it's going to be a great gate for all of the attendees here. Okay, so and also like I think the LinkedIn thing, it's totally allowed, and I also agree that you should be connecting, right, with other people in these type of events. So yeah, totally, that's fine. And yeah, again, thanks a lot for being here and sharing this moment with us. Obviously, like this probably marks the end of our introduction to data science session. And as you were reading some questions on the chat, some people asked, if you were gonna you know like, do some serious data science here, but obviously like this is just an introduction to data science, right? So I think you did what should be included in an introduction to data science session. Yeah, so thanks a lot for that. And yeah, so do you have anything else to add? Okay, yeah, so then thanks a lot, and yeah, and I cannot say this before you started, but yeah, I mean, sorry for the delay as well. This is the first workshop um, among others, so we had some technical issues, and one of our organizers had some internet connection problems, but yeah. Um, I think like you saved this session, and yeah, thanks a lot for that. So yeah, I think that again that marks the end. And yeah, if you don't have anything else to say, and if yes, this was just an intro. Um, as the title says, it's just introduction to data science. Um, Yes, thanks a lot for your comments, guys. If you have like any specific question, I think you can ask right now. And like since Hannah is still here, right? Um, so ask your questions right now. Oh yeah, um, Mudassir obviously asked this before, like this question about Web 3 or 3.0, right? So when the Web 3.0 comes, what will happen to data science. I think you said, like, nothing is predictable and stuff, right? But I think what he wants to learn is, more about this Web 3.0 thing. So, like, perhaps you can talk a little about that.
Completely familiar with Web 3.0. I just Googled it, to be honest, just to like um rather to just get a little bit of a sense of how what Web 3.0 is. And to be honest, I'm not really completely sure how it data science will affect the Web 3.0, but also vice versa. So I don't really have a definite answer for that, and I'm gonna have to like look more into like what Web 3.0 is and how far we're going into it. Um, I talked a little bit of how to talk about finding opportunities on LinkedIn and just typing in like data scientist or data science internships. You can like um get to know like which like requirements are really important for data science and related fields. But as for networking, I think you can like cold email someone who's like doing the field that you're interested, and just try to like set up a coffee chat with them. But to get more of a good better connection, I would highly recommend like joining groups and Discord channels. I know this is like the weirdest thing ever, but I think personally for me, I've like joined like command text corner just to like mentor those who are less familiar with it, but also um there are like Discord chat Slack channels. I'm trying to find it, like opportunities database, just to get opportunities in data science and like research in other fields. But also um there's like Slack channel which you can do. You don't necessarily have to know the person to cold call or email. Um but you can like go to like Built by Girls just to like um learn about like different like paths into tech, not just data science. Um, as a beginner, I touched on this before. Like really get the fundamentals of coding down, and like especially that like it's data science, you'll be most likely to use um Python and R. So get to know like how those languages work, and R is a little bit weird, so there's a little bit curve, but you can still like learn about the machine learning like packages and like really learn how to like read the documentation, because that's a very important skill. Um and just like take your time with it. Don't rush with like the with learning how to code, like especially if you're really new to it. Don't think that you have to learn Python in like a week. Unless you're already familiar with coding, then yes. As for the mathematics and data science, David already answered. Like statistics is really fundamental. Calculus 3, in my opinion, is a lot worse. Statistics can be used for data science because you are using statistical analysis just to be able to like know how the packages work, and like so you would be able to like better understand what these packages are doing, and especially if you like know about the machine learning methods, and not even just the math behind them, but also just like knowing how like these machine learning methods work, you would get like a better understanding of like which like machine learning method to use in your algorithm in your coding, but also like know more about algorithms and how they work. And as for the career opportunities in data science, the bar is kind of set up high now, so like some of the jobs like really require like at least a master's, if not a PhD. And it would be unfair to like say, oh, you need to get a master's to get a job. No, I did not really take a certificate course. I did do the volunteer work, but it was mainly outside of tech. I'm not really sure if that helped because like it made me seem like a more well-rounded person and not just like some techie like who doesn't have any other interests. Um, Python is a really good coding language to make a full stack project for beginners. I'm not sure what you mean if there are other ways. I'm just trying to like keep up with the chat. And like unfortunately I don't know how to answer that question just because like you can collect data sets about like, you know, social media to manipulate people, but you're gonna have to define what manipulation looks like. So I would look more into it and like what social media you are like looking into, if it's like Reddit or Facebook or Twitter, and like it's easier to do research on social media with Reddit just because um like you can easily gather data from Reddit as opposed to like something like Twitter. So that's just like a little bit of a catch. Um, as for majors that focus on data science, like I think at UC Berkeley, they have like a data science major. Um, but usually the fields that are related to data science the most are like computer science and information science. So like you can go into communication and like really hone in your statistics skills. Statistics is also a very closely related degree, though you can go into like unrelated fields like electrical engineering and like learn more about like machine learning from that perspective. You can also learn data science by yourself without a formal course or like going into a related major. Like I said, like with a sociology PhD student, he didn't go into like computer science, but he was still able to find a job in a related field like machine learning engineering. I think like at least in my personal experience, I don't really have like the clear incentive to switch jobs. But I think like it is common for people to switch jobs and not be in the same company just because of like the economy in the United States. As for switching jobs completely from one field like software engineering to data science, I think that is more common than you think, just because people aren't bound to be in this one career for the rest of their life. And you can switch whatever where like if you're like 20 or if you're like 30, like there's no set period to find your dream job or dream career. Like that's kind of a lie because like every job has its like ups and downs, and like what may be your dream job like, you know, 3 years ago, like with me it was data science, it's completely different than now, which is like, you know, more so interdisciplinary and like uses data science like skills along with like getting to interact with people and like focus on human computer interaction, which is something I found out more so along the way when I like conducted research with like different professors and different groups like the coronavirus visualization team. So I think it depends on you and whether you want to pursue something like data science and go to analytic consulting, which is like very closely related to data science, or you want to like say, I'm not really interested in data science. I tried it for some time and I want to do something completely different. I want to do um like product management. So that's something. Um as for getting any data science majors, which is pretty common right now, um you can do data science jobs out of college. I'm pretty sure you can get like a data science job right out of college just because like you can. But like just for some of these like data science jobs, you need that like an advanced degree to like really like get in, just because like some of these like companies really don't know like what criteria they should be putting, and like I'm pretty sure someone with a bachelor's degree um can do the same thing or like do a good job of like what they do as with um someone who has a master's degree in like a related field. So I think it really depends what you want to do in life, and you can always change what you want to do. Like I went from like wanting to be interested in mechanical engineering and ended up in a completely different field like computer science, information science. So I think it really depends on what you want and always just trying out new things and just making sure that you are happy and you don't dread what you do every day, because if you do, then what's the point of making a lot of money if you don't really enjoy what you do, you know? That's just like my 2 cents right there. I hope that you have fun in the hackathon and like um and have fun learning hands-on with the other workshops. So I hope that this was useful in learning a little bit about data science and getting like a taste of like the applications of data science and what you should do. So thank you for coming in, and hope that you have an awesome time at the hackathon. See ya.
Thanks a lot for coming as well. Yeah. Bye bye. So guys, yeah, I think this finally marks the ending of the session. And thanks a lot for joining in. Um, the feedback form is gonna be on our Discord channel. Okay.